Your brain, it's wired for negative thoughts. It's an evolutionary trait really just designed to keep us safe. Back in caveman times, anything that reduced your survival chances would have more of an imprint on you than anything else. And it just had to be that way. This isn't Jumanji where you get 3 lives. If you got eaten by a hippopotamus,
it's the only explanation. That old game machine must have electrocuted all of us and now we're alive.
You'd remember that more than maybe how cute it was at first. This is called negativity bias. Negativity bias means when there's an equal intensity, things of a more negative nature have a greater impact on your psychological state more than positive things. Basically, negative things stick out more than positive things. This can be good and bad, and I'll tell you why. Back in the day, this really just helped us survive. Nowadays, it's just why people remember their boss's criticism more than their praise. That's why the news only covers the negatives. Check out this clip.
Joe Biden, is he racist?
What does that have nothing to do with Joe Biden?
Answer the question. Is Nancy Pelosi racist? No. Because it goes one way with the left.
And it's why people get in dumb arguments and hold grudges for years afterwards.
No, I don't like you. I think you're a fake cop. The sound of your piss hitting the urinal? It sounds feminine.
A research team at UC Davis brought together 2 groups in the lab and told them about a new surgical procedure. Group 1, over here, was told that there was a 70% success rate. Group 2, over here, was told there was a 30% failure rate. It was the exact same procedure. Nothing changes, except for one was focusing on the positive and one was focusing on the negative. Group 1 really liked the procedure when they were told about the 70% success rate. And Group 2 didn't like the procedure when they told there was a 30% failure rate. We probably could have guessed that. But then the researchers pointed out to the first group, hey, you could look at this as a 30% failure rate. And all of a sudden, they didn't like the procedure. And then when they went to Group 2, they said, hey, you could look at this as a 70% success rate. They still didn't like the procedure. So what this study shows is once you frame something negatively, it really, really sticks. And that can be good, and I'll talk about that in just a second, I promise, but that can also be really bad, and that can really suck a lot of times. I remember I was about 9 years old, and my mom, she bought me a jean jacket because I just absolutely love that thing. At first, when I got it, I wore it all the time, and I got a ton of compliments on it. Then one person in my class at school made this snarky comment that I was only wearing it because I thought it looked cool. And I was 9 years old at the time. Whatever, I guess kids do that. Anyways, at that time, that one negative comment really stuck in my head so much that I never wore the jacket again. And then when I thought about wearing it again, I actually outgrew it. And then if you look at the news, it's so negative. It's because negative news just gets more attention. It's not that we prefer negative news, it just has a more psychological impact on us.
News stories constantly triggers the limbic system. Panicky stories release glucocorticoids, stress hormones that put your body in a state of chronic tension and alert.
It causes more people to notice, which means more eyeballs, which means more power, more money, more agenda pushing. That's what negative bias does. It makes the negative stick out just like a sore thumb. Back when we were living in caves and grunting, it helped us survive. Now it holds us back from being ourselves, from going with our gut, from taking chances, because we know that we're more impacted by the negative experiences than those positive experiences. But we don't need to be like that anymore. We aren't in caves and we aren't dodging dinos, you know? You gotta cut that crap out. And I'm not saying that this is easy. The whole human race is in an uphill battle because we're just psychologically hardwired to be more affected by the bad rather than the good. So it takes hard work. So you really just have to practice and get good at thinking positively, which will actually be what my next video is going to be about. So subscribe if you really want to get notified when that video goes up. Now, negativity bias isn't all bad. it's important for society to really draw attention to the problems that we have in this world, because we need solutions. I feel like now more than ever, honestly. If we ignore all of our problems, our stack of problems would really rise. So by having these impactful negative experiences that are designed to stick out, like that sore thumb, it can lead to some serious changes that lead to some seriously fixed problems. Take a look.
I always thought there was enough food for everyone. Why would someone not have food in their fridge in the morning?
The realization that poverty and hunger were so close to home, while also seeing the incredible amount of food that goes to waste in his industry, turned this caterer into a crusader.
We are feeding thousands of people a week and diverting tens of thousands of pounds a week of perfectly edible food that's in the landfills.
And people just pay what they can?
Yeah, it's more like donate what you can.
The workers are volunteers, the food donated by retailers. Looks perfect, but it didn't sell fast enough and is no longer considered fresh enough for fussy consumers.
So this was for sale everywhere. This is rescued. All this food and everything that I deal with is rescue food.
Rescued from the garbage heap. $31 billion worth a year, just in Canada.
How cool is that? Isn't that awesome that we get to solve problems like this? A question I ask myself whenever I'm faced with a problem is, what is great about this problem? There may not be much, and it's not designed to make me feel better about whatever problem I have. It's designed to help me find a change in perspective and to find opportunities. So negativity bias can be good and bad. But the true takeaway is to not let your negativity hijack your positivity. Happy people live longer. We all know that. So learn how to use negativity bias to do two things. One, to be yourself and to not be afraid to stand away from the pack. Make mistakes. Be yourself. The world doesn't need a cookie cutter platform society. So don't be afraid to stand out and to fail and to pursue your passions and be different. And two, to see real problems to find real solutions. If you're still hanging out, consider joining the tribe. I'd hate for you to miss out on some of the upcoming videos. Subscribing is going to be the #1 way to really stay up to date on what's popping on this channel, and it helps the channel grow a lot too. So give it a share and spread the butter. Till next Monday, be good.